What's up, fam? We are here at Gigi's house dropping off some of the kids. Yes, baby. Hayden had a sleepover with Gabe, and we're dropping off Lilia and Kyson with Gigi. They're the ones that wanted to come here for Landon's UCSF appointment this morning.
Say goodbye. Have fun.
Bye. We'll call you. Bye, guys. I love you. Have fun. Bye. Can you guys see? That's smog, huh?
Yes.
Pollution. There's literally just like a cloud, yeah, a whole layer of pollution over the Bay Area. Like, that's sad. That's really sad. All that darkness right there. That's just like a cloud of pollution. I don't even know if I've like fully talked about it in this video yet. I like to kind of recap in each of these videos because I know that not everybody watches all of my videos. We're on our way to UCSF. We're going there to get a second opinion. We were originally sent to Valley Children's Hospital, Madeira, and the neurosurgeon there gave us an explanation about what's going on that we weren't exactly, it's not that we weren't happy with it. I just like, I don't know. I don't agree with what she said.
It makes it hard for me to believe that, you know, any positioning would exert pressure on this that would cause him to be in pain.
Some of his symptoms can come along with the fact of, hey, I want more attention. So I'm not overly concerned about it.
They kind of said that they think that the pain that he's having is, in a sense, sort of made up. They said that there's no way that he's in any pain because of where the cyst is located, and clearly, obviously, he is in pain. And I think just because they kind of like wrote it off, it was hard for me to kind of trust their opinion on things. Like I said before, I don't really know what I want to come of this. I don't know that I want them to just like throw him into surgery necessarily, but just the fact that they like almost didn't believe me or him that he's in pain was really hard to take them seriously. So I think that's why we kind of wanted to get a second opinion. I think we want to talk to a doctor that we can trust, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, this whole situation is like so overwhelming and confusing that we don't even really know what we want. Up to this point, to bring you up to date again, he had an x-ray that showed nothing. He had an MRI that shows that he has a large cyst on his sacrum that runs about 3 inches. And then in the middle of that, or like somewhere in the cyst, he has this nodule of tissue that we're still not exactly sure what it was. The doctor at the last, or the neurosurgeon at the last children's hospital said that she thinks that it was like a birth defect, which would make sense. So that's not, I'm not necessarily questioning that per se. So there's the backstory. Hopefully this doctor will have some more of an explanation than the last doctor did. And we're here. We're not really exactly sure where here is because it looks like they're doing like construction or something. So we're gonna have to find where that is.
We have to walk like, I don't know, like a quarter mile back.
Wow. It's not bad, it's just we were very unprepared. And I have been to San Francisco 3,000 million times and I still didn't think this one through because it's like 110 in the valley right now. And it's like cold here. So we're cold. Luckily, I put a long sleeve on him. And me and Chris are wearing pants and Addie's wearing her PJs that are warm, but hopefully she doesn't poop because, or hopefully she doesn't poop and it gets in her outfit, because if she does, all I have is a onesie. Oh man, I did not think this went through.
Okay. We'll be right in here.
Hello, how are you? Good. I heard this is a second opinion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over there and back.
Walk to the
You're not in trouble.
No, you're good.
You're doing good.
Yeah?
Can you walk
How about
back?
walk back?
Come here.
Walk to Daddy.
There you go. I'm just gonna feel your legs, okay? And can you push out against my hands? Like you're driving a car. Push as hard as you can.
Push.
Oh my goodness. You pull your things up to your head. Your toes up to your head.
Like this, kick up.
Oh wow, you're so strong. So I'll go talk to them and we'll all come
Okay.
in together, okay?
Okay, thank
That sound
you.
right?
Yeah.
And you guys, I think, saw one of the neurosurgeons at Valley Children's, and then did they go over the scans with you?
They printed out one, and that was it, and just showed us that one.
Okay.
And then she kind of drew a picture for us,
Okay.
but not on the actual scan itself.
Okay. What's your understanding of what the scan shows?
She said it's something about the cyst and then the nodule
Okay.
of tissue.
Yeah, so this looks like what we call a developmental, meaning that it's related to how his spine and spinal cord and that area, how it formed.
Okay.
Now, and in particular, he has, and I'll show it to you on the scans, is he does have what looks like a cyst, meaning it's any cyst is something that contains fluid.
Yes.
Normally that fluid communicates, meaning it's all one space. And the lining of it is kind of this thin material that kind of holds it all together. If that gets duplicated, or if there's an extra layer of it, that's what can form this cyst, okay? And in his case, that's kind of what we see. This nodule, it's hard to know what that is, whether that's actually just some, there's a thicker layer that covers the whole spine. It could be just a fold in that as well.
Okay.
It's not entirely clear. This is his MR scan, and I'll try to explain it to you because it's sometimes a little complicated.
Yeah.
But, so the scan gives you a section of the body,
Right.
And we're looking at him and really looking at the lower part of his body from the side, okay? And his abdomen will be over
Right.
here. This is his spine, the
Right.
bones of the spine, and this would be the tailbone. So at every level of the spine, there's nerves that go out that supply his muscles of his legs. But by this point, in other words, and this bone down here is the sacrum that your pelvis
Right.
hooks into. By this point, most of the nerves that supply the muscles of his leg will have gone.
Okay.
Okay, so this, and lower down, what we're looking at is, you see how this looks like it's separate from this?
Yes.
That's the cyst.
Right.
Okay. And then what the nodule, or the thing they're talking about, is this thing
That.
right here.
Okay.
I don't think this is related,
Okay.
perfect, to the cyst per se, except that it's there. So this is obviously an adult one, but his would be smaller. But we're looking at it from the side, and we're looking at a section. So if you cut this in this direction, all right?
Right.
Spinal cord is that thing, and at every level there's nerves that come out, all
Okay.
right? And then by pretty much this lower nerve right here, these are all the ones that supply the motor, in other words, the muscles of the legs.
Okay.
There's another set of nerves that are even lower, these ones, all right? And these ones, your pelvis is right in here.
Right.
Okay, that's where your
Yes.
bladder,
Okay.
and bowels sit, all right?
Gotcha.
These are the nerves that actually control bladder function.
Okay.
Okay, and that's why I was asking, we're interested about what's happening with his bladder function, because those nerves, if you look at this model, are the ones that are coming out right here, and that's his bladder right there.
Right.
Okay, so the reason I mention all of that is for two things. One is that normally cysts like this tend not to cause symptoms.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that doesn't mean they can't.
Right.
Generally they don't, but some do.
Yeah.
Okay. Pain is one of those things that is also a hard one, because
Right.
obviously he could be just uncomfortable sitting,
Right.
in his
Yeah.
car seat. And he's also at an age where I'm sure it's totally
communication
well,
barrier,
I'm
yeah.
sure it's real,
Yeah.
but he can't give you the same kind of detail that you could, if you're telling me
Right.
about your back pain. Okay. So and pain, as I said, could be discomfort simply related to his position. All right. In general, for pain alone, we would probably want to watch this.
Right.
Okay. And again, it depends how bad it is. If it's super severe, like there's some kids who will have things like this going on in the spine, and they'll have really bad, like they can't do anything.
Okay, yeah.
In which case, our threshold for doing something surgical is going to be a
Right.
lot lower. All right. Whereas if he has, and if I had to ask you severity, mild, moderate, severe, when he does have the pain, what
I
would
mean,
be
he
your-
screams pretty bloody murder.
I would say
Pretty
if you
bad.
saw the
Yeah,
video,
probably-
you would
Yeah.
think it was severe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. No, that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. So that's one thing that modifies. If he's having really bad pain,
Right.
severe, I would say, I would tell you that there's a possibility it may not help it.
Right,
Because
that's
it could
kind
be
of what
it could be a positional
read.
thing. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is actually the bladder function part. Is the cyst actually causing, could it be causing pain, but is it actually affecting any bladder function? Where it's located, as I said, I don't think I would expect to see any changes in, you know, motor function. But I think it would be important to know is whether his bladder is actually working completely normally.
Right.
If it isn't, then even if, you know, he had no pain and it was affecting his bladder function, I actually recommend doing something about the cyst.
Okay.
And the reason is because if actually is affecting bladder function, then you would want to do something about it before it caused any permanent changes.
Right.
Okay, and that's something that could affect his bladder control in the future.
Okay.
What I would probably recommend, even though he is potty trained, there is a test that actually measures how the bladder works. Your bladder is mostly works by reflex, okay? And when we become potty trained, you or I or him, basically all we're doing is we're really learning to suppress the normal reflex. I mean, like, you can't stop going, right? Like, you know, all of us, eventually you have to go. So all we really do when we potty train is we turn off that reflex. So there's a test that I would recommend that he have done. It's a little bit invasive, and what I mean by that is that, and it's the urologists that do it, it's called urodynamics. What they do is they actually place a little catheter in the bladder. They actually fill the bladder, and then they see, first of all, does it contract at the right volume, and does it function in response to volume in a normal way? It'll pick up things before you actually have symptoms. If you were to actually have a problem with early signs of bladder control, then I would recommend the cyst be drained, because the nerves that are going to be in the spinal canal, you can kind of see them, they're all kind of pushed to the front. And so the purpose of the surgery would be to drain the cyst and to take the pressure off the nerves. The urodynamics at his age can sometimes be a little bit, you know, like I said, it's a little uncomfortable with a catheter. The pediatric urologists are really good. They do it with kids all the time, but sometimes it can be a bust because, you know,
if they're not, do they put him to sleep?
They can't. They can't. Because if you're asleep, then
it's not gonna. Makes sense.
Right. If the urodynamics are completely normal, then we can have a conversation about whether, obviously it looks totally relaxed here, but whether it makes sense to do that to address the pain issue. On the other hand, if the test is abnormal, then I would just say we should just do it. If it's totally normal, then you have an option. We have an option of either considering doing the surgery for the pain issue or waiting. You know, you could wait, give it 4 to 6 months, see is the pain getting better, is it getting worse. So I think that's probably how I'd recommend that we do this. That's good. Can you walk on your tippy toes? Perfect.
Good job.
Look at that, Arena. Okay. And can you come back over here for a sec? Actually, I can come over there because I got wheels. Okay. And then can you look at Dad? Can you look way down at his feet? All right. Now can you bend forward? Bend forward. Can you touch your toes? Touch your toes. Okay. Good for you. Thank you. That's it. That was it. That was not so hard, right? Good.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Nice
All right.
meeting you. What are you thinking?
Got dismissed again.
You do? I like this doctor a lot more. He at least said, let's run some tests. He didn't say that he wasn't in pain. I think that he listened to our concerns. The fact that he ordered more tests, and then even said that regardless, we can do the surgery if we want, makes me feel like he didn't just write it off. The only thing different that he said, like just on paper, was that I don't even know if I've talked about this in the video, but in videos at all, but Landon's been complaining about having to pee, and then when we take him, he doesn't go. And so it's kind of like a consistent, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go bathroom, I have to go bathroom. And then when we take him, there's, you saying fam? What's up, fam? When we take him, he doesn't go, or he doesn't go a lot, he just goes a little bit, but it's constant that he's like, what's up, fam? What's up, fam? Because of that symptom, he wants to get a test done with a uronologist where they like insert a catheter and they test his bladder and make sure that everything's working correctly. And that makes me feel good, because that makes, he's listening to what we're saying, and he's saying, okay, let's do this test first. He said that it could be this bladder issue that we're having, could be that like the start of something, and so that's why he would recommend that we test that out. I'm just concerned, obviously my baby with the catheter is, I don't even like getting, nobody likes getting a catheter, like that's painful. And you said for a guy it's painful, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I had bladder problems my whole life, which maybe it's just like that, I don't know. There's so many questions, but I guess the next step is going to be to get that test done and see if his bladder is functioning properly. I don't want to just put my baby in surgery unless I know it's going to help him, you know, or there's a good chance it was going to help him. The way he made it sound was like, yeah, we can do the surgery. And he said if the bladder thing comes back abnormal, he would recommend the surgery regardless. That way it would take pressure off of those nerves, which go down to his bladder. So that's the one thing that the other doctor didn't cover. Do you remember that? Remember she was talking about the nerves, and the nerves go to the legs, and she was like, it's not affecting anything. Well, this doctor said, but there's also nerves here and here, where his cyst is, that go to his bladder. And the other doctor that we saw at first made it sound like because he's not having accidents, like frequent accidents as of right now, that it's irrelevant, that those nerves, it doesn't matter. It's not affecting his bladder, pretty much, she said. And this doctor said, we don't know, it might be affecting his bladder, we're not really sure. All we could do right now is just take it day by day and go from there. So you're gonna start school, Landon. You're gonna start school either tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or the next day. We have to bring some papers to his school, and then they'll tell us what day he starts. We're back at Gigi's house. You're gonna go pick up the first round of kids. Yes. Hi! Did you have fun? Oh my goodness. What is that? You're so lucky. She's so happy to be out of the car and just like able to freely scoot around.
Thanks for coming. Come and give me a hug. No, buddy.
Say thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Hi! Did you have fun?
Can we go swimming?
I don't think we're gonna go, so we gotta get ready. Guess what tomorrow is? Your first day of school. Tell Gabe thank you for watching me.
Thank you for watching. I thought you.
Thank you. Finally home, sweet home, after 12 hours of being away. They're fed, clean, dressed, ready for bed. Before the first day of school though, I'm gonna try to have them pack their own lunch, I think. Landon's just gonna feel involved today because he doesn't start school tomorrow. He starts in 2 days. So,
Mom,
what?
My back cup. I need to put water in it.
I know, we'll do that all right now, okay? But I feel like this will give him sort of a sense of responsibility, and then on top of that, it makes it easier for me. So I'm gonna pull out options. So this is what some of the options are. This isn't all the options. I am completely open to other suggestions, but we've got some of these veggie straws. I have no idea what this is, and it's probably not very healthy, but they picked these to try. Strawberries, oranges, grapes. These will be like a little treat, little finger bars, applesauce, some bread for some sandwiches, salami, cheese, stuff like this is what they have to choose from. And I'm gonna kind of let them pick what they want. Yes.
Guys, look at this. Hey,
Are you sleeping with your alien tonight? Yeah. You're in 2nd grade. I can't believe that. Are you excited for tomorrow? I just can't believe you haven't lost that dang tooth yet. It's gonna come out like literally like the 2nd day of school. Like it's hanging by a thread.
Probably the 3rd.
Maybe.
Or the 1st.
Maybe. We don't know. All right, well, good night. Give me a kiss, you weirdo. Mwah. Love you. Good night.